Alright guys, so today is the day we are going to be getting the information for the anniversary sync pair. And with the leaks going around, we are expecting it to be Leon, but we don't know for sure because it's not in the game's data. That's why today is a big day, because then we're going to be finding out if it actually is going to be Leon. So less than 24 hours from now, like maybe even 17 hours from now, at the time of me recording, that's when we're going to be getting the information. So I'm looking forward to that big time. I just hope I'm awake when they reveal the information, but if not, then of course I'll just have the information posted when I wake up. But for the anniversary, if it is to be Leon, I'm expecting him to be as strong as Red, or if not, a little bit stronger. But we'll find out everything then. And also, I did get more information about stuff coming during the anniversary, and if all this is to be true, we are supposedly getting another grid expansion for a legendary Pokemon. So I'm just gonna leave it there. But anyways, today, like, it's just gonna be the top 5 strikers in Pokemon Masters. But this is my opinion. So like, if there's anything you don't agree with, leave it down in the comments below with your top 5 as well. Because once the anniversary starts and we start summoning for these new sync pairs, the list is going to be changing for sure. So I thought I'd make a list just before the anniversary. But anyways, let's just start right away. So number 5, I'm going to have to give it to Garchomp and Cynthia. They are still very good. Because with the multipliers that they can get, they're very, very good. And I'm basically ranking this based on their full potential, like on their max potential that you could use them at. And that's going to be going for everybody as well. So Garchomp and Cynthia at their max potential, they are very, very strong. Because in their passive, when they're Mega Evolved, they have Surging Sand 5, and then when they have that, I think they have it, yeah, they do have Surging Sand 5 even in their base form, but when they're in, like, their Mega Evolution, like, the stat difference is just so good. Like, it's almost 100%, like, 100 point difference. Like, look at that. It's insane. So, like, when they are at their max potential, like, they are going to be hitting very hard. Because that's like 50% more damage. And then if you want to put Surging Sand on your Lucky Skill as well, you can get up to like 70% more extra damage when you're in the Sandstorm or Garchomp, and that is very, very strong. Like, he is very, very good. And Cynthia getting the 6-star Awakening way back as well, getting the AoE sync move, it just makes them so much better as well. And any striker that can go 6-star, that's automatically going to be making them very good, of course. And then with Garchomp getting bulkier as well when he Mega Evolves, and then able to heal in the grid, they're very, very good. They can hit hard, they can tank a little bit physically, and they can heal in the grid. Like, they're all around very good, and they're going to be aging very well over the course of Pokemon Masters lifespan. Because of course, like, as the meta changes, depending on like what they plan on doing in the future, like if they do end up giving like sync pairs a passive where like it shares, like for example the master passive, like if it gives like plus 10% defense to the whole team or whatever, then that's gonna make team building completely different, and then that's gonna make Garchomp better as well, because if he gets plus 10% physical defense, that's going to make him tank much better. And then with the healing that he can do in the Sandstorm as well with the grid, like, that's going to make him much better as well. So, like, as the game goes on, depending on how the meta changes, this guy will also be aging very well as well. But yeah, Sandstorm, Surging Sand, they are very good in the sand. But when they're out of the sand though, like, I know I said that I'm going to be ranking them based on like their max potential. But like when they're out of the sand, like, they start to hit like pebbles basically. I mean, don't get me wrong, they still can hit hard out of the sand, but like it is such a big decrease in damage, just because like when you're looking at this 50% damage, and then in the Lucky Skill you get another like 20% if you go for Surging Sand 2. Like, that's a 70% damage decrease if you don't have Sandstorm up, so that's a lot of damage missing. But at their max potential, they are pretty insane still. For number 4, I'm gonna have to give it for Steven and Metagross. Now, I don't have them, so we can't really like look at their stats and everything, but I know what they do, and like with the flinching and their Mega Evolution and all, like, they are very good. I can't remember exactly the moveset that they have, But I know that they are still like one of the top strikers in the game, especially for the steel type category, because like there really isn't many steel type strikers in the game. 'Cause like if we go to strikers and then steel, like we only have this one. And so Galio, like he doesn't have a grid, but obviously in the future he could potentially have a grid now. But really the only two good steel type strikers in the game is Steven and Gloria. Steven still being very good with his AoE sync move as well, same with Gloria because they can go 6 stars. Steven is aging very well, of course, still. And he's one of my favorite sync pairs in the game too. Again, like we can't really look at his stats or anything because I don't have him yet, but he's still very, very good. And like his Mega Evolution just looks so badass, like I love it. And Steven's design is very cool too. I like how they took that from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. His design is very nice, and he's still good. So Steven is number 4. But yeah, the thing I rank him higher than Cynthia and Garchomp because they don't have to rely on weather conditions. Cynthia and Garchomp, they have to rely on sand, but when they're at their max potential in the sand, they are pretty insane. And then for number 3, we actually have Brendan and Skeptile. Now I did just say that Cynthia and Garchomp, they have to rely on weather conditions for them to be very good, and that's sort of the case with Skeptile as well. But the amount of damage this guy can do when he's in the sun is insane. So I thought I could sort of have a little bit of an exception. But again, I am ranking them based on their max potential, and at their max potential, this guy, he's insane. He's definitely insane. I even did a video showcasing them at like in co-op battles, and it's a recent video as well. So if you guys want to take a look at that, I'll leave it down in the comments below. But like they're good. They're definitely very good because when you increase their speed, that's a multiplier that they get added because the higher their speed gets raised, the more attack they get, and then when they're in the sun, they get a multiplier there as well. Like they're insane. And then of course, like when you're in the sun and then you use your sync move as 6-star, that's an AoE sync move, so they can hit very hard. And when they're in the sun, critical damage, and you have Leaf Storm up and all, like they were doing like 9,000 damage after their first sync move, 9,000 to 10,000 damage. But obviously when you have them at 20 to 20, their damage is going to be much higher. And in that video that it showed 9,000 damage, that's them at 1 out of 20. So when you get them at 6 stars, their damage is going to be insane. So at their max potential, these guys are pretty crazy, that's for sure. And then for their lucky skill, if you have Dauntless, where your special attack cannot be lowered, it's going to be very beneficial because then you don't have to worry about your special attack getting lowered with Leaf Storm, so you can just continuously spam it. And again, when you're in the sun, these guys are going to be insane because that move gauge is going to be flying like crazy because they are an insanely fast Pokemon. And then with the speed in the sun, and then if you have Swanna on the team to increase the speed for everyone else, they are good. They are very good, especially when you support them up. They can hit very hard at their max potential, and because of that, I'm going to have them at number 3. And with their grid expansion recently, they are going to be aging very well, for sure. And then for number 2, now we talked about steel types, so for number 2, you kind of expected this. For number 2, I have Gloria and Zacian. And if the leaks are to be true with Leon being the master parry and everything, these guys are going to be getting a pretty good buff. That's for sure. If the leaks are to be true, because like there's more leaks that were going around, if the leaks are to be true, these guys are going to be getting buffed indirectly from Leon. So just beware of that. So this list could change. Gloria could be like one of the top strikers in the game. I mean, she already is, but she could probably be number 1. Maybe even just as strong as Charizard after this anniversary. And I'm telling you guys right now, if these leaks are true, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And I kid you not, she's gonna be insane after this this anniversary, if the leaks are to be true. But yeah, like when we look at her stats though, again, she is another very fast Pokemon. 400 speed. And then with Behemoth Blade, 4 gauge move, you don't have to worry about that because like you have move gauge refresh. And then you got the move gauge boost, and then with the speed, like she's insane. And we know how much damage she can do, because like you can literally just spam Behemoth Blade, because she's like the fastest 4-gauge striker in the game. And then she gets even stronger when they have the enemy, like when the enemy has their sync move buff. And then 401 physical attack, and then when you get them to 6 stars, that's like 420, 430 physical attack or something like that. I can't exactly remember right now, but her physical attack is very good. And considering she gets stronger when the enemy has a sync move buff, this basically almost gets doubled in damage, and same with your sync move. And when you get crits with your trainer move, like guaranteed crits with your trainer move, it's insane. Like, she can do a ton of damage, and she's very good in Battle Villa. She's also good in Master Mode as well, depending on the stage. Like, she's all around a very good sync player. Even if you're not super effective, she's going to be very good, because once they get that sync move, like once the enemy gets their sync move, the damage for you is just going to be skyrocketing big time. So because of everything that she could do, like at her max potential, when they have their sync move buff, they can hit extremely hard, especially when you are super effective. Now the only downside with them is they don't have crits, and what I mean by that is like you have to have support in order to get crits built in. Like, she does have her guaranteed crits with her training move, but it's only 2 uses, because like after you sync move, all of this refreshes, so then you get it again, unless you pick up the tile on the grid where you can get an MP refresh, but you're not really gonna want that. I mean, you can if you want to, but like to really see her max potential, you're gonna want to have support on the team to give crits to Gloria and Zacian, so that you could land your crits on Behemoth Blade as you're spamming it, and that's where you're gonna be doing a lot more damage. So at their max potential, they are definitely very good, which is why I have them at number 2 on my list. For number 1, you probably expected this, but if you didn't, it is N and Zekrom. And wow, this actually looks really good. Zekrom and N, like this little profile card here. How does Gloria look, actually? I think it's like more of a basic look. No, they're like, yeah, wow, huh. Okay, yeah. N and Zekrom actually look very good like that. Wow, okay. Never really paid attention to the player card like this, or the character card. Wow, that actually looks very good. But yeah, so anyways, N and Zekrom are going to be my number 1 pick. Now they do have less attack than Gloria and Zacian, but at their max potential, oh man, they can hit extremely hard. Like, they can hit like a truck right out of the gate. Like, right when you enter the battle, like after like 2 turns, they can hit like 10,000 plus damage. Like, it's insane how much damage they can do, like right out of the gate. Like at their max potential, like I said, when you get them to +6 physical attack, and then you have your crits up and everything, and then you bust your trainer move where you're gonna boost your super effective type, this guy is gonna be hitting like a truck right away. Because then, like with this passive entry freebie, you get 1 free attack. So then after you use your free attack, you can go in with another strong attack. So like, for example, let's say you're going up against an enemy that's weak to electric. Like, Bolt Strike is going to be insane. Like, look at the base power on Bolt Strike. And then when you have 1 free attack, you can go in for another Bolt Strike right away. So that's like, when you use your training move once, that free Bolt Strike is going to do a crazy amount of damage. And then you can go in for another Bolt Strike and still do a bunch of damage. Like, in 2 turns, in 2 attacks, this guy is going to be doing like easily like 20,000 damage. Like, it's insane how much damage this guy can do at his max potential. And like, it's crazy. And then same with Outrage. Like, his build for Outrage is really good. Like, he cannot get confused, and then when you're going up against a dragon type that's weak to dragon type moves, you could use your training move, increase your special attack damage, and Outrage is going to be doing even more damage. Like, Zekrom is just so good. Now, the downside is, like, he is very slow. But it doesn't really matter, because, like, when you enter the battle, you get 1 free attack, and then you could use your second attack right away as well. And then even after sync moves, you get a free attack as well. So, like, after 1 sync move, you get a free attack, and then you could use your next attack right away as well. So that's like 3 attacks back to back. So no matter how you put it, he is very slow, but he could actually spam attacks if you plan everything properly. So this guy is very good. And my list is excluding Red. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. I think I did mention it, but I'm excluding Red because we know that guy is like the best sync player in the game. So just wanted to put that out there. I think I did forget to mention it at the beginning of the video, but yeah. For the list without red, N is going to be number 1 on my list. Yeah, again, like, not all you guys are going to be agreeing with my list, but I wanted to do this kind of video just because the anniversary is like literally right around the corner. It's like in the next couple of days from now. So I thought I'd make this video because after the anniversary starts, we're going to be knowing everything of what the sync pairs can do. So the list is going to be changing for sure. Because if the leaks are to be true, we are going to be getting like 3 strikers during the anniversary. So who knows, maybe Leon is going to be number 1, Gardevoir is going to be number 2, and then Iris and Hydreigon are going to be number 3. So like, who knows. I'll make another list after the anniversary is done. But again, if you guys have your list, your top 5 strikers in the game, leave yours down below. But this is my list. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm excited for the anniversary. Let me know if you're excited for the anniversary as well. Hopefully I'm up when they reveal the information, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be very late, but yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later.